We've come a long way, but there's still a little bit to go. Hey guys, Tom here. Welcome back to the Grantham Pub Underground and the Classic Cocktail Clash. Another great matchup in the round of 8. We're gonna get the last matchup, and then after that, we're into the final 4. I can't believe it. We started this, I went back and looked. The Classic Cocktail Clash has taken us about a year to get this far. And it's been a lot of fun. I hope you've been with us the whole time. But if you haven't, it's a great time to be here because you're coming in at the very end. You can see what's going on. But hey, make sure you subscribe and go back and check out the playlist of the Clash so you can catch up on all the things you missed along the way. Or if you just want to catch up and see what got us to here, you've watched them all, but you want a little recap, great thing to do. Check out that playlist. Today, it's a Final 8 matchup in the Boozy bracket and the Creamy bracket. 4 powerhouse drinks that it's going to be a lot of fun, and I want to get right into it. So we're going to start in the Creamy bracket, excuse me, and the matchup we have in the Creamy bracket features the Milk Punch, great New Orleans drink. It actually beat out the White Russian, which was a surprise to me. I mean, it's my preferred drink, but actually I thought the White Russian would take that matchup. And that's going to go against what I think has been a little bit of a dark horse, and that is the Grasshopper. I mean, that's just a fantastic cocktail. And we're going to make both of those, a little bit of a twist on each one. But remember, whenever we're voting, I want you to vote for the classic version, which another reason to go check out the playlist of what you missed, because that is the iconic version of each cocktail. We're just making it a little different because you don't want to just have the same thing over and over and over and over. Why would you watch, right? And then on the other side, in the Boozy bracket, a matchup which I think is a stone cold favorite versus Cinderella Story coming out of nowhere, and that is the Old Fashioned. I mean, to me, I've said this time and again, the quintessential cocktail in my book goes up against the Long Island iced tea. Out of the drink-in bracket, no less. I mean, that's like coming out of left field and going to the Super Bowl. So again, we're going to play with those a little bit, but vote for the classic version as it would have been made in the earlier rounds, because that's the iconic cocktail of each. So let's start with the Milk Punch. In this glass, I have some ice and a little bit of nutmeg. Grated nutmeg. Remember, a nutmeg looks like this, right here. But, I mean, that's just me, but if that's all you have, use the ground, of course. And it's going to start with some bourbon. Great American cocktail requires a great American spirit, which is bourbon. So how about 2 ounces of bourbon? And then behind the bourbon, we need some milk or cream. It's Milk Punch, we use milk, but we're going to use cream because that's what I have. And be sure to pour it all over. Pitcher probably would have been better, but hey, you know, it's me, and what would our time together be without a little mess, right? Follow that with some simple syrup. Now, ordinarily, I would just use simple syrup, and I'm going to today. Forgot to take it out, but that's all right. We need some simple syrup, an ounce of simple syrup. It's going to be cloudy simple syrup because I'm pouring it into the same milky jigger. And then this is where we're changing it up. Now, ordinarily, this drink would call for a little bit of vanilla. But to make it a little different today, we're going to use this. I've talked about this before. This is our vanilla liqueur from the Bahamas. You can use Tawaka, you could use Liquor 43, anything that's a little vanilla-y would get the job done. So about 3/4 of that, because we're here to have fun, right? And then that's all we need. There's already nutmeg in there, remember? So put the lid on tight. Look down to the band pit, see if they're ready. So let's go.
Shake it up, shake it up. 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 Shake your body line, yeah.
This glass. I put it on tight, now I can't get it off. Oh, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a good one. And then just so we know what we're talking about, right on top, a little more nutmeg. And there you have it, friends. Straight from the streets of the French Quarter, our first drink today in our trip to the Final Four, the milk punch. Okay, next up is the grasshopper. We've made grasshopper a lot here. It's a great creamy cocktail, and we're going to switch it up again because you guessed it, we're whipping out the blender today. So as you recall, the grasshopper requires 1 part cream de menthe, green cream de menthe, because it is a grasshopper after all, and grasshoppers are green. 1 part white or clear cream de cacao, or cocoa, I just say cocoa, cream de cacao I think is the traditional. And then you would put cream. Cream, some ice, mix it up, but this is the road to the finals. So we are going to use ice cream. Yes, ice cream. Because why not, right? You could use any, well, you can't use any kind of ice cream you want. I would say vanilla ice cream would work. I think mint chocolate chip would be fantastic. This just happens to be a little vanilla fudge because that's what I got. But it's, you know, it's the cream and it's some more chocolate, so why not, right? Screw it. And then maybe a little cream just to move things along a little bit. Just a couple cubicles. Put the top of the blender on. And here we go. Sorry for the noise. You can blend it as thick or as smooth as you like. And then a glass, of course, would be in order. I'm going to say it would fill this glass rather nicely. Now, do I have, I thought I had, crap, I don't have it down here. What I'm going to do is going to put a little, let's move this to the side. This would work better if my glass was frozen, but it's not, so I'm going to just swirl a little mint in there. Now if the glass was frozen, it would adhere to the sides a little better. But hey, we're doing what we can do, right? Oh, yeah. Now, if you had mint ice cream, of course, this would be a lot greener. But we don't have mint ice cream today. We had a vanilla-based ice cream. And then I get yelled at before because I put nutmeg on this. So this time, yes, for all you complainers out there, a little grating of chocolate right over the top and right over the table. Clean up my mess. That pretty much well did it. And for number 2 today, could you get any more delicious than a frozen, ice creamy grasshopper? Next, we are going to make again, what I've always believed to be the quintessential American cocktail, or quintessential cocktail period, and that is the old fashioned. Now we're going to change it up a little bit because we're going to make it as you would normally expect, with one exception. Now you remember before, on this show we have made regular old fashions, muddled old fashions, maple old fashions, apple old fashions. Today we are going to make a honey old fashioned. And it starts with a couple dashes of bitters, any kind of bitters you want. This just happens to be some Angostura. And then some bourbon, your favorite bourbon. This is just going to be some standard or house bourbon, which we like, I like, you should like. 2 ounces of that. Followed by, this is where our sugar comes in. Ordinarily, we would use some simple syrup or a sugar cube rubbed on an orange or anything like that. But today, since this is a honey old fashioned, how about some honey syrup? This is just equal parts water and honey cooked together until it's all one and then cooled. And honey never goes bad, so that's going to last for a good long time. And then just give it a good mix. You can serve this however you want, but I'm going to serve it with just one fat ice cube that doesn't fit in the glass for right now, but it will eventually. Look at that perfection of a pour. And then garnish that up with a little orange twist, maybe a fancy cherry. And friends, there you have the classic American, if not worldwide, cocktail, in my humble opinion, the Great American Old Fashioned. And last, but certainly not least, is the Long Island iced tea. Again, the Long Island iced tea was in our drink-in bracket because we just had too many in the boozy bracket, and we just had to put it in there, and it came out and stayed until the very end, into this matchup of the final 8. I keep tripping over my rug back here. So it's real simple. I am. We made the classic old fashioned. We have made I think we made a Texas tea. We've made a electric motorcycle or something like that. Today it's going to be a Boston Tea Party. Now I was looking up different versions of how we could change this up, and I came across this Boston Tea Party, And I'm making this one because we just had some friends in over this past weekend we had a little bit of a celebration, and our friends are from Massachusetts. So I thought this would be a good homage to them, to thank them for coming and spending some time with us. And just like all iced teas, it's going to have a conglomeration of many things, with one exception. So we're going to go a half of all these things. It's going to be half a vodka, half a gin. Now you can use any proportions you want, but I think, you know, by the time you get all half ounces of all these things in there, you're still going to have a pretty stiff drink, so don't overdo it. Rum. Triple sec. And then after the triple sec, this is where it gets interesting, because the next addition to make, I don't know what makes this Boston, is a little bit of amaretto. That's right, I said it, amaretto. And then it's going to be our same traditional additives. A little splash of sweet and sour, lemonade, some lemon, some sugar, whatever you have. And then to top it off, good old American, actually this is good old Mexican Coca-Cola, because as I've stated before, we like the Coke with the, if you're going to drink soda, at least drink the soda that's not crappy. Get the Mexican that has Coke, not high fructose corn crapola, please. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and everybody will be happy. Give it a mix, give it a spill. Give it a little garnishment and a wipe. And then there is our last drink, our very last drink in the Classic Cocktail Clash round of 8, the Boston Tea Party. So there you have it, gang. 4 great classic cocktails, the last 4 in the final 8 to get us to the final 4. It's going to be amazing. So without further ado, it's time for ready, drink. I think I'm going to go creamy first. Probably a mistake, but milk punch. I love a milk punch. This one has vanilla liqueur instead of vanilla extract. Or you could use vanilla syrup, would be good too. Cheers. Delicious, delicious, delicious. It's just what everything in milk punch should be, and then some. So let's try this frozen grasshopper with ice cream. Cheers again. That's really good. Of course, it would be better if you had like mint ice cream. But that's just so, I mean, that's just dessert in glass. Wow, I don't know how you're going to do it. The old fashioned, this is a honey old fashioned. That's good. I don't get as much of the honey from the honey syrup as we did when we made the old fashioned, a maple old fashioned with maple syrup, but that's still really good. You get the roundness of the honey that kind of counteracts the smokiness. I mean, bourbon is rich anyway, The honey makes it a little richer than and then the bitters just kind of knock it down a little bit. And then finally, the Boston Tea Party, where we made a Long Island iced tea. We took out the tequila and we replaced it with a little bit of amaretto. That's really good. I actually think I definitely get the like amaretto is like an almondy type thing, but it doesn't taste like nuts. It just kind of tastes. It just kind of gives it. I mean, I hate to use it. It just kind of gives it a richer flavor. Whereas normally an iced tea, Long Island iced tea, you're thinking, oh geez, I'm just gonna bang, 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 it's gonna knock you out. But that actually makes it a little more sophisticated. So you could actually make it like a cocktail out of it. Like make that, drink it like on straight up in a cocktail glass. People think you're being sophisticated. You're just drinking a nice tea. But that's pretty cool. So there you have it, guys. 4 great cocktails. You have to vote for the winner between the milk punch and the grasshopper, or the winner of the Long Island iced tea and the old fashioned. Vote in the comments below. Vote on Instagram. Vote on X. Smoke signals, telegrams, Morse code, skywriting. However you can vote for this drink, let me know, because I need your help. These are 4 drinks, and 2 of these drinks are done. They're done. They're over. They're not going to be the best classic cocktail of all time, but 2 of them have a chance to continue into the final 4, which is what we're going to do next time. I was cutting grass, I forgot to put my ring back on. So you have to make sure you vote, please. It's very important. I can't do this alone. All you pirates out there that have been with the Grantham Pub Underground, please help me out and do this with me. And if you're not already a proud member of the Grantham Pub Underground Pirate Battalion, Regatta, Armada, whatever you want to call it, hit that subscribe below, ring the bell. That way when the bar is open, you'll be notified. You can come check out, see what we're doing. A couple cool things coming up on the horizon. Some reviews, there's always going to be shots. I have a lot of ideas swirling around this brain of mine, so make sure that you are with us and can check out all of it. And until then, remember, also, like the video, share the video, helps us out a lot. And there's still time to vote for the last matchup in the other round of 8 matches, which had the Paloma versus the Dark and Stormy in the, I think that was the citrus bracket, or the Sea Breeze versus the Bahama Mama in the fruity bracket. So vote for those 2 matchups, vote for these 2 matchups, and the next time we'll reveal the winners of all 4 matchups and do our final 4 bash, clash, mash up, bash up, clash up, to see which 2 are going to battle it out for the championship. So, until I see you next time, remember, if you're going to drink like a pirate, but do it responsibly. And until then, I'll save a seat at the bar for you. Cheers.